So for the first time on Sunday, the green flag waves at the end of the pre-grid. So we have 18 drivers. The bottom three on the grids showing on your screens at home are not taking part. On pole position, representing the Netherlands will be Jordi van der Eyck, and alongside will be countryman Maurice Schuring. France's Arthur Horsch and Germany's Fabian Bock round out the top two rows. Row 3 is Belgium's Lars Zenen and Spain's Manel Galofretona. Kilian Tarnier from France and Flint Schuring from the Netherlands complete the top four rows. And rounding out the top 10, Yash Ramjankan, who celebrated a birthday yesterday, and Linus Hensen from Germany. Leander-Luc Schneider and Bart de Wit are on row number 6, ahead of France's Christophe Capitain and Zen Rudenberg from the Netherlands. Completing the 18 strong as they now go on to their formation lap ahead of 10 minutes plus 1 lap of competition will be Drek Jansen, Emily de Hoys, Beer Dorstein and Felix Varget. Well, it looks like we've got 15 drivers now as Drek Jansen, well, it looks like we have got Felix Varget as a non-starter. Drek Jansen also as a non-starter as well. So rounding out the 15 strong will be Emily de Hoys in the 3:39. The drivers, all 15 of them over the next 10 minutes or so, will battle for the final 6 spots for our 2 finals that start a little bit later on. The first of our 6 finals before the lunch break will get underway at 10:50 local time. Now they all get into formation as Emily de Hoys brings up the back part of the grid as they now come through the exit of turn 12. Red lights on the starting gantry. The senior Rotax second chance heat goes into life. The revs rise, the lights go out. We are off and racing into turn 1 as Jordi van der Eyck keeps the lead for the moment. A little bit running wide there by Maurice Schuring, nearly 2-3 abreast at some points as the drivers make their way through into turns 4 and 5. As there's a move, that looks to be Fabian Bock trying to go up the inside of Arthur Horsch, and the pair were side by side for a moment. As some drivers looking towards the outside of turn 7, towards the back part of the field. Looks like Emily de Hoys has already made up at least 1 place going through into turn 7. All 15 drivers still circulating. A very, very clean start, very cleanly negotiated as a move up the inside for second position means that Fabian Bock from Germany up from 4th to 2nd before the end of lap number 1. But now, well, just keeping an eye on the timing is Arthur Horsch now trying to go up the inside of Maurice Schuring and makes the move stick through going into turn 3, having made the approach on the slipstream through into turn 2. But Schuring gets a bit tail happy coming out of turn 4. And on the back bumper has Spain's Manel Galofretona as up the inside. That's Linus Hensen trying to make some hay whilst there's an opportunity. And up the inside goes one of the drivers. That's Lars Zenen, having got past Arthur Horsch, I believe. And that was for 3rd place. And at the moment, as now Linus Hensen goes side by side and goes barreling into the side of Manel Galofretona, but the Spaniard very, very much a case of keeping him at bay, but Hensen pounces through the inside of turn 12. Manel Galofretona tries to get the switch back. As now the lead changes. Fabian Bock up the inside of Jordi van der Eyck through turn 2. And in the minutes in the drop zone, on the cusp of it is Spain's Manel Galofretona. As Linus Hensen, who started in P10, now up into the final spot. And again, Manel Galofretona is trying to fend off. Looks to be Emily de Hoijs from the Netherlands, who's got up into 8th position. 7.5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. And now Fabian Bock is trying to get away from Jordi van der Eyck, but the Dutch driver not letting the German out of sight. Black and white warning flag for the 3:11, and that is of Linus Hensen. So coming across the line, Fabian Bock has a 0.2 of a second advantage over Jordi van der Eyck. Lars Zanen running out the top 3, representing Belgium. Arthur Horsch from France in 4th place. Maurice Schuring from the Netherlands and Linus Hensen from Germany round out the top 6. Emily de Hoijs trying to battle with, well, it looks like I'm just keeping my eye on things, because I think Emily de Hoijs is going to try and get up into the top 6. The Dutch driver has been showing some good signs of pace throughout the weekend, but on qualifying heats it wasn't easy for the 3:39, who is now past Linus Hensen. So Hensen now is in the danger zone. De Hoijs now closing on the 3:14 of Maurice Schuring, who started on the front row. Top 3 line astern at the minute. Bock versus van der Eyck and Zanen. Arthur Horsch a little bit lonely in 4th position, as Emily de Hoijs now is in 5th place. But they will now come down the main straightaway on the back part of the circuit, as Kylian Tarnier was trying to get past Flint Schuring in the 3:16, and that would have been for 10th position. Top 3 coming out of the exit of turn number 11. And De Hoijs is now up into 5th place and is starting to chase down the drivers in front. And in the process, Emily de Hoijs on lap 4 took the fastest lap of a 55.216. Lars Zanen looking up the inside of Jordi van der Eyck through turn 2. And the pace that Emily de Hoijs is setting at the moment, put in a 55.216. That was nigh on, nearly 0.4 of a second quicker than Arthur Horsch. As the top 3 still pretty much even Steven as they come through turn 9 down towards the right-hand sweeper at turn number 10. Just over 4.5 minutes remaining. Now, all results today will be classified as provisional, as they are called, as Manel Galofritona sends it up the inside of Maurice Schuring. Through into turn 12. The Dutch driver trying to get through on the inside. Goes side by side with the Spaniard. It's a drag race down to turns 1 and 2 as Lars Zanen goes up the inside of Jordi van der Eyck. Through into turn 2, makes the move stick by turn 3. Maurice Schuring in the meantime, gets a little bit tail happy coming out of turn 3, and that allows Manel Galofritona to get back past. So Emily de Hoijs on lap number 4 was the fastest of anybody in the field and was the quickest out of the top 5. So the Dutch driver looking to make good her intentions of trying to get as far up the order as possible. The higher up you qualify in the second chance heat is where you end up on the grid for the 2 finals later on. And the top 5 starting to concertina. Hensen looking a little bit lonely there, but is still rounding out the top 6. As now Lars Zanen now goes into the lead of the race, having got past Germany's Fabian Bock through the exit of turn number 2. A little bit further back, there's a good little squabble, and that has Kylian Tarnier leading that train ahead of Leander Luc Schneider, Yashram Jankan and Sven Rudenberg. Last time around, when we completed another lap, the top 5 were covered by just under 1.25 seconds. And so whilst the top 3 were battling for bragging rights going into the 2 finals as the best placed of the second chance qualifiers, Arthur Horsch and Emily de Hoys have been catching them considerably. As now de Hoys going into the toe and sends it up the inside of Arthur Horsch. Up into turn 2 and neatly gets 4th position. And now has the top 3 in her sights. So Kilian Tarnier now up into 8th position, having overtaken Maurice Schuring a little bit earlier on. As now the top 5 coming through turn number 8. Laura Zanen leads, Fabian Bock in 2nd, Jordi van der Eyck in 3rd, Emily de Hoys closing in 4th place, and Arthur Horsch not too far behind the Dutch driver in the 339 from JJ Racing. As now Arthur Horsch, well, Emily de Hoys has got past Jordi van der Eyck into P3 as Arthur Horsch and Jordi van der Eyck battling away over 4th position, and the French driver strikes, gets up the inside for turn 2, goes ultra defensive through turns 3, 4 and 5. And now van der Eyck will get the advantage going down into turn 7. And that has allowed Linus Hensen from Germany to also close up in the meantime. Just over 60 seconds of this second chance heat, plus an additional lap still to go. And fastest lap of the race on lap number 8 by Emily de Hoys, a 55.190. So the Dutch driver firmly has got the bit between the teeth and is charging forward at a hefty rate of knots. 42 seconds on the clock as the leader crosses the start-finish line. We now go on to the penultimate lap. Now the battle for 4th place is really heating up, being led by Arthur Horsch. Jordi van der Eyck is being closed on by Linus Hensen. Then it is Galofre Torner in 7th, Tarnier in 8th, Maurice Schuring, Luc Leander Schneider, Yashram Jankan, Bart de Wit, Zen Rudenberg, Flint Schuring and Christophe Capitain rounding out the 15 strong, who are still circulating. So timer is about to expire. We now hit 0 on the clock. After this, 1,360 metres of the second chance heat for senior Rotax still to go. As now de Hoys trying to close on Bock for 2nd position. Arthur Horsch keeping van der Eyck and Hensen at bay. De Hoys looking to do her best to get past the German up ahead from Voigt Motorsport. And now goes up the inside through turn 6. Nice and cleanly done. But now Fabian Bock back on the counter-offensive, heading down into turn 7 for the last time. Linus Hensen senses an opportunity to go 5th. Right on the back bumper of Jordi van der Eyck from the Netherlands. Laura Zanen in the meantime has started to pull away and will come through turn 11 for the final time. The GKS Lemons Power driver has one more corner to negotiate. And Laura Zanen from Belgium provisionally wins the second chance heat ahead of Emily de Hoys, who started pretty much last on the grid and up to 2nd. Fabian Bock from Germany takes P3. Arthur Horsch 4th. Linus Hensen managed to get past Jordi van der Eyck in the dying stages of the final lap to take 5th position, with Jordi van der Eyck taking 6th. Kilian Tarnier in 7th, getting past Manel Galofre Torner from Spain, ahead of Maurice Schuring, Yashram Jankan, Bart de Wit, Leander Luc Schneider from Germany, Zen Rudenberg, Flint Schuring and Christophe Capitain. But Laura Zanen takes the win in the second chance heat, with the first of 2 senior Rotax finals taking place at 11:50 this morning, local time.